Hi, Ansel. Got me eating. Hi, Stephanie. How you doing, sweetie? Hi, Amy. Hi, nephew. Everybody's here. Everybody doing? My girl Stephanie done dropped in. I'm doing fine. I'm glad to see you, Steph. Hey. Oh, man. I was so hungry. I forgot I didn't eat today. Thank you, sweetheart. I gotta I ran up here because I didn't realize it was 7:01. I said, good to see you, Steph. Oh, thank you. This old thing. Thank you, Ansel. I enjoyed your tutorial, Ansel. I watched it. It was it was good too. You should be doing that long term for real. Hi, smiley one. How are you? Yeah, she did a wonderful job. She could be installing those on other people and getting big money. I know folks is $1,000 an install. Good to see you, smiley one. Yeah, that would be a good side hustle for you, Ansel. Oh my goodness, my nose is. Oh, Amy, I had to put a hat because my hair. Heifer, go take several seats. Super dog. What's up, super dog? Hi. You're welcome, Ansel. Consider doing that for real. Because if you can do it for yourself, definitely do it for other people. Sup? I'm glad I've got these glasses turned up on high because I can't see worth a quarter. Ugh, man. Hey guys, Keisha's not gonna live too. I can't find her live. Keisha's going live too? Thank you, Smiley. Thank you. It's actually orange. But close on an iPad, it looks red. I don't know. She didn't mention it. Then again, I didn't. I attention. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know. So Stephanie, how Kevin? How's my brother? I hope y'all can this TV. They talking about Tasha K, Larry Reed. Oh, bless your heart, Steph. I tried you back that day, but it didn't go through. You must have been busy or something the day that you called me. Good, good. It's, you know, you You heard about Brenda's mom. Are you using McDonald's Wi-Fi because it's glitching? No, I'm not, Karimi. She just said it's glitching. Oh, her mama was glitching. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know if she anything by that. Maybe she really did want to know. I was at McDonald's. Clearly, I'm not. Should have left her here so I could go in on her. Yeah, I know. Brenda Tate. I mean, Brenda Tate's mom. Yeah, they are rude. Very rude. You and me both, Smiley. No, she can stay where she is, in the gutter. Hi, Katrina. Thank you, Katrina. I see your shout out. I posted a shout out to you. I'm sorry, Brenda Tate's mom passed away today. That's where Barry had to go. Because you know other certain pastors don't do the stuff like that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hey, Tina Brown. Yeah, so I know. Matter of fact, I'm trying to reach him now because Xavier was trying to call him. Let me see if I can get him. 'Cause I know it worked. Then he had to leave the job. Hey, Penny Proud. Pick up. Princess Tiana. How are you? I have to make some calls. Okay. You go ahead and do that, sweetheart. For a minute. I love you too. You take it easy. I'll talk to you later. Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. One of our members of the church, her mom passed today, so Stephanie knows. I'm good. Bless your heart. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Steph. Talk to you in a little bit. Who is somebody's on this other iPad trying to Barry, I think. Way. How's y'all's day? Kind of slow, huh? Yes, thank you, Smiley. Thank you. She wasn't well. She had Alzheimer's. And she hung in there for a minute, you know. She was 84, I think. So, yeah. I never like hearing about it, but I've been hearing about people dropping left and right lately. Ended crappy. Ready to hear that talk about, sweetie? Yes, she did live a long life. She was a beautiful woman. Oh, she was so sweet. Oh, you're welcome, hon. Welcome. Yeah, she was really sweet. Matter of fact, her daughter and I used to sing in the same choir a long time ago when we were teenagers. And we've kind of ways, so to speak. We were friends. We were kids, and we didn't see each other again until about 10 years later, or 10 years ago. So it's been a long time. People here in Seattle, if you're born and raised here in Seattle, and here you'll find a lot of people that stayed here. So those of us that were born and raised here and are still here, we everybody. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have another member. Nephew became a member. You became a member. Should I do a song every time somebody joins as a member? Oh, wow. I didn't even see Jay Z's comment. Cell was pew pew before it even popped up on my end. I got to figure out a song like Gene Deal does. Gene Deal, when somebody joins, he'll say something like, "Hey, nephew. Hey, nephew. Nephew's a member, y'all. Hey, hey, nephew. Hey, nephew. Hey, nephew's a member, y'all. Oh, hey, nephew. Hey, nephew." But I'm not going to do that song. That's his song. I'll think of another song. Something that won't make my nasal sound so, ugh. Hi, Spider Girl. I have 4 members. 4. So I got to do a shout out to you tomorrow. I got to do something special for the members. Definitely. I don't know exactly what cool thing I have to offer, but I offer something. Oh my God, my nose is just. But I will. Mm. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, sweetheart. We'll do that. We'll do that. 'Cause I got to manage my time. I think once we get through this process that we're going through, I think it's going to free up a lot of individual pieces of time that we can do other things. Yeah, it's going to work out. It's going to work out, though. I thank you for joining me as a member. Yeah. So today, absolutely. Hey, Thay. How are you? Hey, honey. Got you too. Hey, hey, Thay. Good. It's good to see you, Thay. Today, I forgot. I'm fine. I'm congested, but I'm fine. If I step away to go blow my nose, that's why. I forgot to eat today. I'm eating salami and cheese crackers. It's better than nothing. I need to stop going through Dash though before I go broke. I can't be wasting my money like that. Ugh. You ever been so congested you hear yourself talking, so amplified? We get it. And if anyone complain about you going, they can talk to my bear. But you know what? I would never do it on camera. That's just nasty to me. I can't do stuff like that on camera. I understand though. Yeah, so today was a very productive day, even though I over I overslept after I went to bed at 4:15 or something like that. And my husband just let me sleep because he doesn't know I have a schedule to keep, 3 shifts that we have. And he come blowing on my face at about a quarter to 12. And I jumped up. Hi, Lavender. How are you, Lavender? Yeah, I jumped up. I freaked out. I'm like, I'm late. Oh, you are congested. You still, this is always, thank you, Thay. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do. I have, where's my Vicks sinus things? That was my fault, Auntie, for starting late today. But no, honey, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I still should have got up when I was supposed to get up. That's not your fault. That's my fault. We just did the same thing. We overslept. And I don't have an alarm. My husband usually wakes me up, or I'll wake up on my own, but today I didn't. Hi, Bianca. How goes it? I've got to hold on just a second. Okay. Until I can get into that bathroom. Oh, that opens my head. So, did you guys have a good day regardless stepping stones and all that? Hmm. So, I want to say that I enjoyed the game. What little I was able to play, I got to ride in the police car that Amy and nephew were driving. I didn't know if I was under arrest or not. I don't know. But I had fun riding in anyway. That was fun. I think I could get used to the block stuff. Oh, you did? I feel so alone now. Ansel, you did what I do. Me too, Thay. Girl, look, it ain't comfortable, is it? Uh-uh. I've been there and done that. Yeah, the plastics, at least you had plastics. All they had was just that hard seat in the back. Oh, yeah. Mine was just that hard. I don't even know if it's plastic. It felt like metal. Thank you, Katrina. Appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yep, it's stacking up. Woohoo, Katrina. Thank you for the super chat, super chat, super chat. Thank you for the super chat all day long. Oh my goodness. It has turned out to be a good day. After all, I thought it was Thursday. That was a disappointment when I found out it was really Wednesday. I was like, ugh. There will be more to come, smiley one. I gotta make up some songs. Thank you, Thay. Thank you. I like it too. It wow. The number growing. But it does. It takes time. It takes time, and I consider it a blessing to be able to sit here before you and do this before my anniversary. I started doing this in February last year. I started out with a video talking about Cat Williams and Monique. I had no idea what I was going to be doing. Oh boy, here's my husband. Hold on just a second. Hey,
Hey, you call mom?
did,
You look pretty.
well, thank you. Did Xavion call you
Yeah, I talked to him
just now?
about 30 minutes ago. I talked to him.
Oh, okay. He called you?
I called him. Well, no,
Okay.
he called me. Then
Right.
I called.
He was trying to reach you, so, okay.
Yeah, well, he texted me and said that he was at home, and so I called him and said I'm gonna leave work between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. He goes to bed at 10.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
I'll see
Peace.
you when.
All right.
Peace.
Drive
Love
careful.
you.
Love you.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Mwah. Okay. Family business. Plus, I can learn a lot from you. My birthday is coming up in March 19th, so I'll be on the live then too, girl, because so much can be learned from people who have been there and done that. Absolutely. You just let me know. Let me know. March 19th. All right. It's coming up shortly. I know. Thank you, nephew. You sure tell me. I appreciate it. Oh, is well, it is March 20th, but I'll be 19. You'll be 19 on the 20th? Wait, let me get that right. Let me look at that right. Okay. Well, it is March 20th, but you'll be 19? Beautiful. Yay. I loves the youth. Wonderful. I'm glad to have you, sweetheart. Glad to have you. Anything I can help you with, just let me know. If I can help you, I will. Little baby girl and baby youngin' in the line. Hey, Keisha. Hi. I didn't mean to say girl. I just said youngin'. Mm, mm, mm. I've been loving this stuff for the longest. Okay, okay. I didn't want to offend you if you happen to be a boy, because they could be either or. So I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you told me, girl. I'm glad you told me. Oh, I understand, Keisha. Okay, Faye. All right, sweetheart. I'm glad. I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to offend nobody. Now, those that come in here with talking crazy, I don't mind offending them. Let's see. Any crazy life stories for tonight? Yeah, I got plenty, but some I can't talk about on live. Mm, some are very dark. And I don't know if any of them were even covered in my book. But hmm, let's see. Let me think about that. Hi, Nubia. Let me. Now I'll definitely. I'm sure I got something I can tell you about tonight. And one thing is for sure, and two things for certain, is I grew up where it wasn't popular to be biracial. Hi, Photon. I would say kind of like a funny, crazy one just because of how strict YouTube be not, or worse, cache is a filter. This story? Okay, I'll tell you about this one. YouTube can't say nothing about this. Hi, Iris. So, I'm trying to think about one that I could tell that's not in the book. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, I got one. You know, like I said before, it wasn't easy growing up this color in my community, especially because my grandparents, hi, Coffee, how are you? Yeah, get y'all's popcorn. It's story time. Let me run and get a tissue real quick. I might need it. I'm gonna try not to cry. Okay, now, what I was about to say, I'll repeat it again. I was born in 1962, which to some of you, especially you say, is like forever ago. So, in 1962, as you all know, that civil rights movement was going strong about that time. Actually, it had started just before I was born. And as each year progressed, of course, it got stronger and stronger, with the boycott and, the civil disobedience and the rioting and all those things that were happening across the nation. And one thing I don't know if many of you are aware of, but in some states, not up here, but in some states, it was illegal for a black and a white to marry, let alone have kids. So, I can't recall the name of the couple that fought that law. I believe it was in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Ansel, correct me, I might be wrong, but I thought it was in Virginia that a black woman and a white man married, and their marriage was not honored in their state, and they went through hell to fight that. So this is the time that I'm growing up in. Who the hell are we to tell people who marry what to marry, how to marry? Exactly. But that was then. That's not now, nephew. Don't get upset. Yeah, yeah. To a certain degree, we do go through it now. That particular law, no, we don't go through that now. But there's other things that we might as well be going through it, you know. All right, teeth. But so back then, my mother was very young. They call it part Thai and some other countries like South Africa. Imagine if we had that law now. I love my white boys. What would I do? You would do what you want to do, trust me. Cause some folk didn't care. They did it anyway. And they took the repercussions for it. But thank God we don't have to deal with that now. I'm telling you. But still the mentality behind it all was what the residue was from some of the laws, you know, just like even slavery. A lot of the things that people do is not because they, you know, have or were raised a certain way. Do you wait, do what you want, no one else should tell today. Exactly. Exactly. But anyway, my mother and my dad got together. Now let me first say that I think that the feelings were not mutual between the two of them because my dad was very angry. He was very angry with white people. My mother was very rebellious. You get it? You know, her mother, I don't know anything about my grandfather on my mother's side, and very little about my grandmother on my mother's side. But what I do know is when my mother got pregnant with me, her mother disowned her. Okay? She disowned her, kicked her to the curb, kicked her out the family. So I never did meet my maternal grandmother. And let me just say this, I didn't miss a damn thing. Okay? But the way that the times were back then, I'm a ninja. The way that the times were back then, it was very customary for certain demographics of people to disown their own children because they dare go against the grain of the family belief or the race's belief for that matter. Yeah. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. So, of course, my mother, being defiant, she had already been in a marriage. Now, she married very young. There was two other kids before me that she had. They were both girls. She married a white man. And she was 14 when she married that white man. Times were a little bit different back then, okay? I guess her mother must have signed off on it because she was 14. But she married a white man and had a couple of white kids, and clearly that white relationship didn't work. Your mama said, F that, this, my man, whether he black, white, or purple. Exactly. At least so she thought. Because you know what they say, once you go black, you never go back. And she never did, as far as I know. But she met my father, and he met her, and but his intentions were not necessarily the same as hers. She was in love with him, I guess. He did it out of spite. Did she speak sappy too? I don't know, FPMA, no, Noga, what are you talking about? Did she speak sappy too? I don't know, but why don't you sit down in the corner and listen? You might learn something, okay? So, um, as a black man in those times, he was very angry with white people, okay? And this was his way of getting even. Get him a white woman. This black man's gonna get this white woman, and we gonna have a kid. I'll show the white man. I'll show the white man. But that blew up in his face too. Okay, I had to look it up to refresh my memory. It was Ted and Julia. They got married in Virginia. I knew it. I knew it. Thank you. So anyway, sometimes people do things for the wrong reasons. And in this case, they got together for the wrong reasons. She wanted a black man because her mama said she couldn't have one or shouldn't have one. He got a white woman because he was going to show them, that white man, look, I can take your woman from you. Didn't matter whose woman it was. As long as she was white, he was going to get her. And he was going to piss off the white race in the process. And here I'm the result of it. This is the 70s. Well, actually, this is in the 60s, before the 70s. So, um, 6 months old, my mother decided she couldn't do it. Uh, Damn, your mama and daddy was. Yeah, he did just that. Thank you, nephew. I'm going to show you a picture of my daddy one day. I don't have any pictures of my mother. But um, for whatever reason, they got together and they tried to live together. Imagine coming into a live just to say sappy from sit down. She literally lived when people were still. Wait a minute, let me get this up. I'll answer your question in just a second. Oh, thank you, Amy. You're so sweet. Thank you. Imagine coming into a live just to say sappy from sit down. She literally lived when people were still fighting for freedom, and you think you're going to hurt her. Thank you. That's why I said sit your ass down in the corner. You might learn something. Oh, you were talking about Ted and Julia. Did he do it for retaliation? Yes, he did, Keisha. He did it for retaliation. He did. So, what do you do? Um, for whatever reason, they didn't make it. She was out doing her thing. I don't know what she was doing. I've heard rumors, but unless I know the truth, I don't listen to rumors. Um, my father was working. He was work. Thank you, Ansel. I've got another member. I was saying it to the dude who had come into. Oh yes, yeah, they. Yeah, I get it, hun. Thank you, Amy. I love you too. Thank you, Ansel. I love you too. Oh my goodness, I got 3 members tonight. That makes 6. I gotta figure out something special for you guys. Thank you. So, okay, where was I? She decided she couldn't do it. I love you too, Ansel. She decided she couldn't be a mother, even though she had 2 other kids prior to me. Apparently, the father still has them. Okay, sweetheart, take your time, Thay. Take your time. I appreciate you. The fact that you're here, is you still a member to me. But she couldn't take it no more. 'Cause apparently, she's not even raising her first 2. Machito Malandro done joined. Oh my goodness. You gotta let me finish my story. Y'all gonna make me cry. Y'all gonna make me cry. But anyway, um, she decided she couldn't handle it, so she walked away. And when I say she walked away, she walked away. I said that quietly because my husband's a pastor and I guess he doesn't want me cussing on the screen. Anyway, them people know me. They know my mouth. But I'll try to honor his wishes. Every now and then the real me is gonna come through though. You know this, right? But she walked away. And when she walked away, she walked away. So much so that the next door neighbors in the apartments that we lived in called my dad at work. He was working for Lockheed Shipyard, if I'm not mistaken. It was either Lockheed or Bethlehem Steel, one of them places. And, it was a really good job. Not many black people had the privilege of working there, but he managed to snag a job there. And the neighbors called him and said, Mr. Jones, your daughter is in the apartment by herself. And, for whatever reason, they knew she'd left. They knew that they didn't see me with her, so they probably heard me crying. I'm thinking, how would they know? But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you hear a crying baby and you just seen the mama leave. Two and two does make four. So my father came and found me alone in the apartment. I was 6 months old in the crib. And so he picked me up and immediately took me to his parents. His parents, not her parents. Oh, sweetheart, I'm not sorry. She did me a favor, nephew. That woman, she did me a favor. No matter what anybody believes. Because I tell you what, ain't no telling where I'd be if she would have raised me. Honestly. So, my father comes to my grandparents, his parents, and says, what am I going to do? Literally, hands out with me in his hands. She left. What am I going to do? And my grandfather said, you're going to leave her right here. And that worked in my dad's favor because my dad moved right in to their house with me and they took custody of me. He was still able to live his life. He was doing his life. He was living his life. Okay. So, but during the real young time, I can remember when Martin Luther King died, when he was assassinated, and there's a high school nearby named Garfield High School. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for your membership. I remember they were rioting up there at the high school. I was about 5 or 6. Let's see, he died in 68. I was born in 62. So I was 5 going on 6. So I can vaguely remember being a little girl in the front seat of my dad's car. And all the commotion that was going on out there, riots were happening all over the country. Despite the fact that the news didn't tell you about all of them. You seen the ones in LA, you seen Detroit, you seen all the big cities. Little Seattle, Washington didn't mean nothing. Who else can love on us other than I love my exactly. So my dad took me by my head and pushed me down to the floor so nobody could see me. And he later explained to me why he did that. Because I'm like, why did you do that to me? We love you. I love you too. I love all of y'all. So He pushed me down to the floor because he didn't want nobody to see the little white girl in his car. Because if they seen the little white girl in his car, they might attack his car. You know what I'm saying? It's, yeah, like South Africa. So he later explained that to me, that this was just something that had to be done, and he couldn't explain to me at the moment, but he explained to me later. So, but it's funny how I've always felt that one demographic, I don't want to just say white folks, black folks. Exactly. Things do happen for a reason. I was the sixth child and the only one given up for adoption. But I was adopted and now have a pretty good life. Things are sad and hard, but it's for a exactly, they. Exactly. Because all you can do is think, what if? What if? You know, your life could have been hell if you'd have been kept. So they did you a favor. And that's how I had to look at my mother. I had to look at her as, you know what? She might have been thinking of herself, but she did me a favor, you know. My grandparents were really hard on me. I thought, oh my God, this is the worst place to grow up. I'm the light skinned girl, I'm the white girl on the block. Didn't matter that I was biracial. I was the white girl on the block because that's what I looked like compared to everybody else. But it was the black people that always took me in. Exactly, nephew. We would have never met if that woman would have raised me, because there's no telling where I'd be. When I finally met her, and now I'm jumping way ahead, okay? I met her when I was 18, almost 19, I think. Might have been 19. I had just had my first son, and I had him just before I turned 19. And I met her right afterwards, and my sister by her, because she didn't keep my sister either. My sister, she had a daughter after me who was 2 years younger than me, and she adopted her out to another family. And like I said, once you go black, you don't go back. My sister's biracial too. And then she had another one after my sister a few years later. He was actually part Mexican. So, um, from what I understand, she actually, was it 5 or 6 kids? I think she had 6 kids. There was three before me. Now that I think about it, there was 3 kids before me. So, but what I took from all that is that culturally, black people, I'm biracial, but I'm black and Korean, but in in an all white family. So, girl, I get it. Yes. So you understand what I'm talking about. But the one thing that they can't teach you is about your blackness. You know what I'm saying? They can't teach you, the white people can't teach you about your blackness. So you have to surround yourself with people that can relate to you, or at least a portion of you. You know, I was fortunate to be raised by my father's side of the family. I didn't know any of my mother's side. So I've always identified as black because that's all I knew. I wasn't raised by white people. I was raised by black people from the South and from New York. I'm not going to lie, black people mean, and I know they bothered you because he was light. You know what? I got a lot of flack. Wait, let me get this right. People mean. I got to get this whole message because this thing cuts you off. People are mean, and I know they bothered you because he was light. Because who was light? My daddy? once I was sent to Baltimore, I was able to relate to people. Yeah, because you got around people of like mind, you know. But one thing I will say, I mean, black people are mean. I know bothered you because you came out. Yeah, well, that's why I wrote that book and I named it Who You Calling a White Girl. Because if you wanted me to fight, yeah, you're right, nephew. They can be very mean. But amongst all that mean, actions do speak louder than words. Uh-huh. So she can understand being two things in one. Yeah, they can be disgustingly mean, but I can tell you what, I would rather, now listen to me closely, I would rather a black person be mean to me and I know where they're coming from than a white person smile in my face and stab me in my back. I can live with someone being mean to me because I know where they're coming from. Because that's one thing. I know that, people have this, smile in your face and stab you in the back mentality. But culturally, black people are a nurturing people, whether they acknowledge it or not. And that comes from slavery. When you've got the white man who is basically over you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, nephew. But we're in a time now where we're still mentally living the residuals, backstabbers. We had a conversation the other night. Remember we were talking about the house ninjas. I can't say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. But the mentality back then, when the white man was over the slaves, but honestly they did this to us. That might be true, nephew. That might be true. But that's not the case with everybody. But in terms of as a whole, culturally, black people have been conditioned to nurture. And when I say nurture, they take in everybody. They may not like them, they may not like it, but they still take them and they feed them and they clothe them and they house them and they love on them. Whether that's just the nature of the black race. And that's not because, it's not necessarily because it's just instilled in us, but because when you've had everything beat out of you as a people. I went to Madagascar with my white dad, and the way, let me get this up, and the way people invited us in, no hesitation, yes, yes. Our ancestors did a lot of those owners, yeah. But again, we're talking about a people that built this country. Yeah. So I know you catch hell. I know you catch hell, nephew. But I didn't want to, necessarily make this a debate or anything like that. It's just from my perspective. This is what I dealt with this skin color. We are the ones that freed the Caribbean and the rest of the world. Yeah, yeah. The people who built this country were unfairly treated, and we still haven't received 100%. And it's just sad. And you know why we'll never get it? Because this country would go broke if they had to pay reparations to every black person in this country. They would go completely broke. There's too many people to pay and too much to pay. At least you know we are engaged in the lie. Yes, I do know this. No, they haven't given anything. They've had a 400-year jump start on generational wealth, and we'll never catch up. And the way they treat us bad. And it's really sad because they don't have to be like that. They don't. But it's always been instilled in them that they are the superior people. Even today, oh, well, that wasn't me. That was my ancestors. Yes, that might be true, but you are still benefiting from your ancestors. You benefit. Everything that our ancestors went through, we're not going through what they went through, but we still deal with the repercussions. We still deal with the repercussions that they dealt with, just like you deal with the benefits. Because there's one or two things. There's either a repercussion or a benefit. Black, white. Okay? So white people will always benefit from the past. Yes, we're human, but that's in God's eyes. We ain't living with God on earth with some of these people. It is up to us to break these generational curses. Exactly, we are all human. That's true. But like I said before, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. We're dealing with good and evil. There's some good white people and there's some good black people. There's some bad white people. There's some bad black people. And I'm not saying that my mother was bad in what she did, but she had the privilege. You're right. It shouldn't be any color because we're human. But there's a certain level of privilege that you have in when you're a certain color. You know what I'm saying? In this country, if something were to attack our planet, we would still be too worried about each other. Exactly. Honestly, I'm happy she did that because could have been just abused you, but instead allowed somebody else to take care, which was the right thing to do. Exactly. She knew that my grandfather was going to step in. She knew my daddy wouldn't. White people and light skinned people, certain privileges, dark skinned people, especially on YouTube. That's true. That's very true. You know, even in the industry, look at the industry. For many years before the 90s, um, or even before the 90s, before the 70s, if you look at the top creators, they white or light skinned or Asian. Yeah, yeah. Because look where the money coming from. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Dark black man. But yeah, that was basically where I was coming from in terms of, my little story. That's just the beginning. And it's funny because my grandmother, she used to take me downtown every other day. And when I wrote that book, that people don't talk about. Thank you for spreading our awareness. Auntie, that's why I love you. I love you too. Thank you, sweetie. But you know what? A lot of people can definitely relate to this. Thank you, Auntie, for talking about things no one else wants to. Yeah, absolutely, Keisha. There are black Asians. And the thing is that it's not that anybody hates black. It's just the mentality is so off that it comes off as hate. And in some cases, it is hate. Some of them folk down south that don't mind telling you where to go if you a certain color. Honestly, there's black everything. And so, exactly. But you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Studies show scientifically that the first man and woman that walked this earth were black. Studies show and science shows. This was on the cover of Time magazine many years ago. Black people. They were the first people to walk this earth. And one thing is for sure is that you can get every color in the rainbow from black. That's right. You can get every color in the rainbow. Every color in the Crayola box has a drop of black in it to make it that color. Okay? Every last one of them crayons had to have a drop of black in it to make it that color, even yellow. Okay? Okay, but brown people are black people, Don Garcia. Unless you don't want to accept the fact that you black. Now, as I was saying, black people were the first. I don't want to hear nothing about brown people. No, black people were first. Because if you check your demographics, sir, you will see that Adam and Eve came out of the Garden of Eden in Africa. Now, don't get me started on black, brown. We all black. Just certain black colors is blacker than others. Don't get me started on that black brown stuff because they gonna treat you just as foul as they treat anybody else, Mr. Brown. Mark my word. They trying to get y'all out of here anyway. So don't come telling me who was first here. I know who was first here. You come from black, brown. Do the math. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get upset. But I can't stand ignorance. I can't stand it. How did black people become white? Black people didn't become white. How do you think brown people became? Hi and good night, Auntie. Battery's about to die, but I had to. Peter, I'm so glad to see you. Keep up the good work and spreading the good word. Thank you, Peter. I love you. And I'll see you later. Yes, they, it's okay. It's okay. He don't know. He don't know his roots. Catch you next time, Auntie. Love you too. I sure will, Peter. I'll see you soon. It really isn't. And how did they get white people? Well, white people can come from black people, but black people can't come from white. And that's a scientific fact. See, it's either one or the other. Everything else is in between. You know, you can talk to the scientists, do your research. But everything under the sun comes from black. Everything under the sun comes from black. Nothing under the sun comes from white. White came from black. Now, if you want to tell me that white came from brown, I'm sorry, where did brown come from? Tell me that. Because it certainly didn't come from white. Brown came from black too. So, if you want to check me, make sure you have your facts straight when you come with the check, and make sure that you endorse the check. Otherwise, I'm not cashing your check. Hello. Mm-hmm. That's right. I ain't got to say another doggone thing to Mr. Garcia. I guess you're right, but I think it can't get better than brown. Well, if you think that, you have every right to believe that, sir. Hmm. You should be proud. You should cherish your brown, just like we cherish our black. But I can tell you this, we can look around this country and see the fruits of our labor. No, they're not the only ones that call themselves brown, nephew. Do you believe we're being oppressed? We who? We who? Garcia, Mr. Garcia. Yeah, black and brown. Yes, yes. Anything non white is oppressed. Anything non white can be considered oppressed. Even those that are yellow. Who is we? Because we not speaking French. I mean, I can understand what he's saying, black and brown. But when you think about it, look who brown people are. White people came in and stole this land from the Native American, and there were Native American blacks. Thought you knew. Then you've got your Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, anybody of that nature. Who are they trying to kick out of this country right now? I know they. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not gonna sit here and debate with a child. Exactly, that fake Mike Tyson fight. How can Eminem be the best when created? I know, but that's the mentality. They observe and then they steal. That's what they did, and that's what they continue to do. And I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm not racist. I'm just stating what I see. I'm stating a fact. This is a fact. This is a fact. We have certain talents that they observe and then they come steal it. They steal it away. Eminem is not the best rapper. He didn't even create, no. He was, wait a minute. He was discovered by someone else. What can we do to make a change and be dominant? Be free? Actually, it's the change doesn't matter because we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. See, our time here on earth, this is just a practice for when we leave this earth and go to heaven. My focus is not about black and white. See, this was just a history lesson. But the way I move in life has nothing to do with what white people did or black people did, has nothing to do with that. I'm going to move in life because I know where I want to go when I leave this world. I'm not trying to dominate anybody because can't nobody dominate me. Jay-Z isn't even the best rapper as he claimed he is. Yo, who cares about Jerry Springer? Did he exploit us? Yeah. But you know what? Jerry Springer exploited a lot of people, black and white. You know, this wasn't an issue of black and white being exploited. That's what the entertainment business does in general. But when we talk about human history, and if you match it in terms of the spiritual demographics to go with it, the Bible says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Whoever you consider to be last is going to be first in heaven. It nothing down here matters. It doesn't matter. We can kumbaya all day, but that's not going to get us into heaven. So what do you do to get to heaven? Are you spiritual, Don? Are you a Christian? I just have one question, Don. Are you a Christian? You're not sure? Well, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Episcopal, Catholic, whatever. Those are just uh, dominant. What do you call that word? They're just religions. But the God in you is what'll get you to heaven. You have to believe in the God in you, no matter what you call that God, as long as it's the Creator. Trust in God. But be careful of who your God is. Because everybody walking around here talking about God ain't necessarily worshiping the same God that we worship. Ask Diddy. What if my God is my ego? Then that's between you and God Himself. If your ego is your God, then that means that you're self-idolizing. You believe you're your own God, and you're sadly mistaken, sweetheart. You're sadly mistaken. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but your ego is you. You are your ego. And if your ego is your God, I pray for your soul. Because there's nobody above the Almighty God. Not even your ego, honey. But that's okay. Because as long as you have breath in your body, if you truly want answers, get in your quiet place and talk to God. Talk to the real God, not your ego. Your ego is going to tell you what you want to hear. But the true and living God is going to tell you the truth. They call it a conscience. Your conscience will get to you. But that'll be your inner spirit that'll get to you. Yes, he does. He loves you no matter what. How do I know it is God talking to me and not another entity? What would be the final outcome? Ask yourself what the final outcome would be if you listen to that entity in you. I think you have plain and common sense. I'm very sure of it. The fact that you're asking these questions lets me know you got plain and common sense. You know right from wrong. Hey, DJ Real, how are you, my love? You behaved. I wish you had come in earlier so you could join this conversation. You got 6 inches of snow? They said it's supposed to snow here this weekend. Yay! I hope so. I hope so. Man, if they do, we have another 8 due on Friday. Whoo, jeepers. 8 more due on Friday. Boy, this snow is really starting to come down. You're a sweet lady. You really could have lost your cool. I am glad you didn't. Don, it's not worth me losing my cool. It really isn't. But I appreciate your honest questions. I really do. You were respectful. You weren't, you know, because I've had some trolls come in here and act a plumb fool. So I encourage debate. I encourage conversations. And I appreciate your wanting question. You wanted answers that I was able to give you. Whether you take those answers is up to you. I'm not judging you one way or another. Okay? But just know that God loves you. And I'm sure you love you too. So, you know you're always welcome here. Yeah, yeah. Don did come in here respectful. And I came close to, because I'm human. But he had very valid questions. Absolutely, Don. You are always welcome here. Always. And I'm sorry. I'm a hothead, guys, and I'm sorry. Me too. I am too. Especially for something I'm passionately, involved in or believe in. Yeah. What did I miss? Could you summarize it? Well, DJ, we got on the conversation of I started the live out. They wanted to hear a story. And I started talking about how it was to grow up like this in the hood in the 60s, biracial. And I'm not talking about biracial where you can tell that the child is mixed. You couldn't tell that I was mixed then. I had, I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was a baby. It's the only picture I have in existence. Hold on just a minute. What does Sam hell does she look like? What the Sam hell does she look like to y'all? Now that's a pretty bad picture. But I look like a little white girl, a little white baby. Platinum blonde. Thank you. But now I'll show you. Let me see. I don't have my dad in here. Dang it. I don't have a picture of my dad in here. I have my grandparents in here. Okay. Thank you for answering my questions. God bless you. God bless you too, Dawn. Okay. You guys see this little black woman right here? That's the real Mother Jones. That right there is Mother Jones. Y'all see her? Look at her chocolate brown skin. Okay? And that is her mother. That is her mother. I don't know when this picture was taken, but this is my grandmother on my wedding day in 1988. And that's Barry, and that's me, and my oldest son, and Isaiah. And yeah, I still look like a white girl standing next to my grandmother. Okay? I don't really have a whole lot of old pictures. I got a picture of my grandmother and my grandfather together. Grandpa was a pretty man. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I said black, you can get anything from black. I came from black. I'm very sad to say I was bullied and beaten horribly until my mid-teens. As such, I'm very quick at being able to figure the real someone out beyond what they wish to display. Exactly, DJ. Because there's a lot of perpetrators out there, a lot of wannabes out there, a lot of them. I never judge someone on their color or race. I judge them on their heart and loyalty and personally. Yes, and that's how it should be. It's really unfortunate, though, that we live in a time where, with all intents and purposes, that's very noble, but it's not reciprocated as much. And, you know, that there's just certain demographics in this country, especially, that will never get ahead or be equal in, at least financially, because I feel that we're ahead in a lot of other areas demographically. 99% of humanity wants something from you emotionally, physically, financially. You have to protect yourself. That's right. That's right. You have to ask yourself, why does one demographic seem to be in the upper echelon on the backs of those down here on the lower echelon, when it was actually this demographic that built the country, that this one, number one, stole. Let's put that out there. Stole from the Native Americans, and then went and stole some more people to build up the land that they stole. It don't take a rocket scientist to know what evil is. And that's evil. That's an evil situation. I'm not gonna say that the people were evil because that was the times that they were in. You know, if you live at a certain time and that's all you know, then that's all you know. But it is what it is because we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. If you don't know what a principality is, it's spirits, things we don't see. Things we don't see. We can't see these principalities around us, but they're there. Exactly. I mean, but you know what? Some people sit on the fence, DJ, because they really don't know what to think. And that's okay too. Exactly. If you hear enough opinions, you will form your own. That's what I believe, at least. And I'm not trying to force my opinions on anybody else. This is just from what I've learned in my 62 years. You know, I've seen it on this side of the demographic and this side of the demographic. And the funny part about it is that the very demographic education forms opinion. That's right. The demographic that raised me showed me at that time, I didn't even realize it, so much self-hate. It was crazy. Can I tell you a story about something that happened locally here and got on my nerves? Yes, yes, let me hear it, hun. I'm all yours. All eyes on you. Okay, okay, okay. It was of the opinion that we should keep the statue place, a plaque next to it, take our children there and educate them on what we learned and how we've changed and use that as an example. Uh-huh. Okay. And what happened? I have a feeling I know what happened, but I want to hear from you. To not erase the bad things, but at least use them to create good. Something to learn from. They tore it down. Mm. They erased the history, didn't they? Hmm. They tore it down. They didn't want nobody to know the truth. They trying to erase history. Exactly. Now look at what they're doing today in the public school system. They want to remove certain books. Yes, and yet to be learned. They want to remove certain books from the libraries of the public school system, not just the high school level or junior high, but the little kids. They don't want nobody to know all the shit that went down back in them days. Absolutely. It's censorship. Just like there's censorship right here on YouTube. Absolutely. Screw the First Amendment. What is that? Yep, that's right. Divide and conquer. They don't want people to learn the truth. Oh no, we're not going to tell our kids about all that bad thing. those bad things. We don't want the little white kids to feel guilty. We don't want the little black kids to hear about it and have an attitude with our little white kids. Man, I call that the mushroom hypothesis. Feed them crap and keep them in the dark. Absolutely. That's called rewriting history. Rewriting history. If we don't talk about it, it never happened. How about that? So they did what they did so they could rebuild. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Why they said today that the Olympics is supposed to be in California in 2038, and that's why they did what they did so they could rebuild LA for the Olympics. You talking about them fires, huh? You talking about them fires, nephew? Smart city. Yes. What better place to have a smart city than the place where the Olympics are going to be? See, two things can be true at the same time. And the best way to build up on that much land rather than go and buy this property individually, house by house by house by house, let's just wipe it all out in fire. Let's just wipe it all out, and then the big money people come in and buy it at a cheaper rate. Look what they did to Maui. Look what they did to Maui. Look what they did to New Orleans. It took a disaster for the big money people to come in and capitalize. Hi, Bendall. How are you, sweetheart? It took a disaster such as Katrina, such as the Maui fires, such as the Palisades fires and the ones in the surrounding communities. It took all that to happen so the people with the money like Oprah can come in. Thank you, Bendall. So the Oprahs of the United States and other countries, Lord knows where, can come in with their money bags and buy up that land very cheap. And what happens? They will not only get paid by the Olympics being there, they will get paid by whoever builds up them smart communities. Because trust and believe, that's going to be some money that'll last to the end of time. That ain't no generational wealth that's just going to hang around for 2 or 3 generations until the one of the grandkids later on down the line gets loaded and loses everything in a bad card game. That's some wealth that you can't lose. You can't lose that kind of wealth. You know, you need to run president in 2020. Bendall, trust me. You don't want me as president. I'm too controversial. I could never do that. I wish I could, but I can't. It's too stressful, and you have got to be, to a certain degree, you have to be a dog. You can't be very yeah, they tore down the projects. You think I'm political, Bendall? I don't think I'm political. Because a lot of things I talk about, they go against the grain of politics. I don't even like talking about politics because they're all dogs. It doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. Independents, they all got some dirt in their drawers. You know, it's all who can get the most power. She just woke up. Who just woke up? Thank you, Bendall. I'm not a leader, trust me. I'm just here. I'm not even woke, honey. Ooh wee. Mm-mm. I'm awake. My bad. I forgot to say this earlier. This is off topic, but I had tagged you in a video of mine, and I ended up having to repost it. It's back up as my most recent short, and it's about you. Oh, they. Bless your heart. Thank you. Can you repost it so I can see it? You don't have to check on live. Okay. You are so sweet. You. Okay, Thay. I'm gonna check it out. That's why they didn't want Dr. Cornel West or Bernie Sanders in the White House. Absolutely not. Cornel West would have laid it all out. Yes, it is back up now. Wonderful. YouTube Shorts. Okay. I just wanted you to see it because it's about you. You are so sweet. Thank you, Thay. I can't check it right now because if I did that, then my whole live would go. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it because you know I'm still kind of, I'm not all there yet, technologically wise. I can't wait to see it, Thay. Thank you, Thay. I appreciate it. Wow. Well, tonight's discussion got pretty wow. Okay, nephew is my manager. He is my official manager. And you're the hype squad. Woo, 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 woo. All right. They in the hype squad. They in the hype squad. I can't wait to see it. I need to I need to blow my nose again. Hey sweetie. Hi. What's up? So he was gonna take it this tomorrow morning? Tonight? Are you sure it meant tonight? Okay. Okay, I'm still on the live. I'll call him right now. All right, love. All right, bye-bye, love. Oh, he'll answer for me because he called me right back when I called him. For you. Okay? All right, sweetie. Love you. Okay, honey, bye-bye. Oh, Jesus. YouTube taking it down a few days ago, and I was like, come on, Barry, answer the phone.
I'm on the phone with Zay, baby. I'm trying to talk to him.
Oh, because he just called me.
Okay, I told
Okay.
that boy I was
Okay.
leaving between 8:30 and 8:45.
Okay, that's why he called me, because he said you wasn't answering. I'm going to hang up.
All right, baby.
All right, love you. Bye-bye. Good grief. Xavion cannot be still. Who's so underrated? I'm nosy. Who? Who? Who is underrated? Alicia Cara. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I feel so behind on music and stuff lately, especially since I got into YouTube. I've been neglecting other things. Oh, she sings? Okay. Bestie Live, right under me. You're on. Oh, okay. Well, tell her I said hi. Ask her how long she's going to be on live. Swiped up and ended up in her live. Okay. Okay, cool. Drop back in and tell her I want to know how long she going to be live so I can drop in when I'm done. I'd do it, but I would then have to jump out of my own live. That's not going to happen. Ooh, wee. Y'all seen, what's his name? Michael. Hi, out of the world. Good morning to you. How do you do? Oh, she said a little bit. Okay. Michael Myers. No, look, look. Look at that. Do you see what this brother got on? Oh, they said, oh. Yep, Blackson. Man, oh man, Michael Blackson. With all that yellow on. He got that peanut butter jelly time banana yellow. You mother sucker. He is. Homeboy look like a peeled banana. Wait a minute, then lay out in the sun a little bit too many times. He's a bruised banana. Oh my God. You got to see the whole outfit. He'll probably pop out the bedroom and say, honey, here's breakfast. He then cooked banana chips. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys got to see the whole outfit. Oh man. Let's see if we can catch it. Look at that. Woo! Jesus. And poor Michael. What is going on with him? I don't know. Oh God. I can't get up. I can't get with this some of these new styles. I know that history does repeat itself. But good Lord. At some point in time, your nutsack is gonna suffer. Oh God. He needs air going on down there. Just you got it all confined. The banana around his neck reminds me of Fred from Scooby Doo. Oh God. That is not the outfit to be in. A rotten banana tree. I have pants that's tight, and when to come home, it felt like y'all remove your bras. My nuts was ramming all up my shit. I know. That's one thing about, ooh, man, you take this bra off, and the girls be like, oh, but man, them nuts. Oh my God, I believe it. I believe it. Look, I bought my husband some underwear. I I've got to find the name of this website, but this underwear is not made like regular men's underwears. They got a section. They've got a sack for the nuts to slip in and cover separately from the rest. If you know what I mean. He loves them, and they are so comfortable. I'm gonna find out that they're expensive too. I think I paid like $20 for one pair, so they're very expensive. But I'm gonna see if I go. Now I'm not gonna show you my husband's drawers on the live. I started to go get a pair, but yeah, his pants are as tight as tighty whities. That's right. Yes, yes, and that's what them drawers do. Auntie, they make hoodies to put on the ding dong now. People are doing too much. But think about it. They need comfort too. Think about it, especially the well endowed, especially the way clothes are tight nowadays. Can you imagine what they got to do with that thing? They got to pull it up and place it on their stomach and then pull their drawers up. That's uncomfortable. It ain't like back in 20 years ago where the clothes were a little bit looser, you know. But now, 10 pounds, 10 pounds of pressure. Oh my God. I brought a underwire yesterday. You bought an underwire yesterday? Out of the world? Are you a male or female, sweetie? I meant to ask you that some other time. That's more than I weighed as a baby. Thank you. Wah, wah, you're the proud mama of a dick. Oh God. Oh, I had to. I had to, you know, I wasn't gonna do it on camera. Oh my God. I was trying to find out if out of the world is male or female. Because I don't want to assume anything. Out of the world said I brought a underwear. I brought a underwear today. I don't know if he meant to say underwire or bought some underwear today. I don't want to assume anything. Because if we talking about nuts and titties, then we need to be able to differentiate who got what. Because I'm telling you, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Vegan, are you female? I was meaning to ask just because I was going to say yes, girly, to some stuff you said, but I don't know. Honey, vegan is all man. All man. Oh, goodness. Doesn't matter, Mom. I'm a childish minded man. Okay, so you are a man. So how old are you? How old are you out of the world? I mean, I'm entitled to know since you calling me mom. You're 43? So that would make me how old? I'm 62. I would have been what, 18, 19 when I had you. Okay. You can call me mom. Oh, I was gonna ask if he was a youngin. No, huh? Did you look at my page? Okay, out of the world, you can call me mom. I'll give you a pass. I'll just look like the pink Unabomber right now. No, not yet. I have been on the live. I agree. I should have checked first, though. You ask if I'm a female. Oh. Oh, I clarified that for you, nephew. Yes, out of the world. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I said female and I thought you meant that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect at all. I know, huh? Because Auntie asked. Mm, mm. See how we can work shit out here without. Uh, mm. See, I like this. Y'all just worked it all out. I just sat back and watched. You are wrong for that, nephew. Mm. This is funny. Well, y'all, I got 5 minutes. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about before we dip? I want to thank all of you that joined the membership. Okay. I want to thank all of you that joined the membership. Anyone that gave a super chat, I appreciate you. I love you for it. Now you look like Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood in the hood. You know, this is the pink Unabomber outfit. We ain't gonna say who that looked like. I want a pair of the ding dong hoodies. Shit, be. I'm weak, vegan. You so funny. Yeah, Little Red Riding is hiding in the hood. All right, Keisha. He said he's high. Sorry. Nephew, did you see if Bestie was still going to be doing her live? Or is she shutting it down? She is? Okay. I'll try to catch her before she ends it. I still got about 4 minutes left. Thank you, Keisha. She's still there under you. Okay. Okay. Did you guys enjoy yourself tonight? I like them kind of conversations because everybody's got an opinion. Okay, she's there. I'm out of my mind. Faye, I enjoyed you especially. You were definitely contributed. This was nice. Very nice. You going live, right, big sis? Oh, Keisha's going live after me? Cool. I'll jump in there instead. Thank you, baby. Keisha, you going live, baby girl? Okay. I'll be jumping in your live as soon as this wraps up. I'll be in yours. You better make sure she sees it. I'm gonna go look at that. Yes. We have a good time in your live videos too. Yes. They, if you want, you can jump over into Keisha's live when we're through here. This don't have to end if you don't want it to. You are so welcome, Thay. Like I said, if you don't want this to end, Keisha's going live right behind me. And okay, let me shower and stuff, and then I'll probably hop on in. Okay, okay, great. I look forward to seeing you. Okay, this is the countdown now. So I always give it a few extra seconds because you know YouTube be tripping. I love you too, Keisha. Aww. Mm. My teeth are loud when I do that. I can hear it all up in my head. Love you too, Amy. Love you too, Ansel. We just gonna leave one bus stop and move on to the next bus stop. Me too, Ansel. We do have a lot of fun together. Bye, Thay. I'll see you later, sweetheart. You take care. Hopefully, I'll see you later in Keisha's live. If not, I'll see you next time I go live, which I'm not sure when that'll be. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow or Friday for sure. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'm just giving this thing time to wind up into the last hour of the two. Oh, there we go. All right, y'all. I'll see you in a few. Over to Keisha's. That's where the party's moving to. Mwah. Peace.